Hi friends, welcome to Love Good Kitchen, or welcome back if you've been with me before. Today I am excited to share with you something a little different. We're not going to be preparing a meal or a recipe, and I'm also not in the kitchen, but I am in the dining room adjacent to the kitchen, so hopefully that counts from Love Good Kitchen. Today I want to share with you some products that I use all the time. I'm going to share with you my top 10 Pampered Chef items and also the top 10 items that are not Pampered Chef that I use all the time. Now, I have to say, this was really difficult for me because there are way more than 10 items from Pampered Chef that I love and I use all the time. And there are also way more than 10 non-Pampered Chef items that I use all the time. So it was hard for me to whittle it down. But I think I did a pretty good job of showing you the items that I use, if not every single day, most days out of the week. So let's get to it. Let's get started. And this is in no particular order, so it's not necessarily the one that I'm going to share with you first is my number one. It's just a collection of the top 10 things. Now, if you are paying attention and counting, I may go over 10 items especially for the Pampered Chef category, because I couldn't decide. There were a few tools that I use all the time and they were tied in my mind. So, having said that, let's get started. One thing is my Pampered Chef garlic press. I love this thing. It's so easy. You don't even have to peel the garlic. You just pop it in there, push it through, and nestled in the little handle is the tool where you can get the skin out. And if you do, I rarely do have anything stuck, but if you do have anything stuck, you just pop this little comb-like thing in here, and it's easy to clean. I love this. I pretty much use this for all garlic items. Whether it says to be minced, pressed, sliced, whatever, I just use this because it's easy and I love it. Also, something to do with the metal, it doesn't make your hands stinky. So, love that. That's one item. Another item is my smooth edge can opener from Pampered Chef, and I love this thing for two main reasons. One is that our recycling bins are on the floor where our little ones, our kids, can reach them, especially the baby, and I don't feel comfortable having cans with that sharp edge in reach of where the baby can get to them. With this, you clamp it on and you rotate it around, and it's not super hard to use. You don't have to have incredible brute strength, but it's easy to do. And then somehow it not only cuts the lid off, but it sort of clamps or crimps and seals around the edge, so you can run your finger around the edge of that can that you've opened and it's not sharp. It's fantastic. And so my second reason for loving this is because I have to admit, I'm sorry to say, more than once I have cut myself on a can, and the most recent one I think was a can of tomato paste, and I just wasn't thinking. I was preparing a recipe, and I noticed that there was still some tomato paste down in the edge of the can, and I took my finger and I went like that to get it out, and cut myself pretty badly, which was dumb. I know, dumb, my own fault. But with this, I use this exclusively now to open all my cans, never a problem. A lot of these items, by the way, are not high dollar, high ticket items. This is one of them. It's not really that expensive. You know that I make a lot of pies. It's my favorite dessert. So this is the Pampered Chef pie cutter. And the reason why you might be like, oh, it's a triangular pie server, who cares? Here's why you care. Because it has this serrated edge so that you can cut your pie through the crust, whether it's graham cracker or pastry or whatever, so easily. That's brilliant. Why have we not had these before? I don't know. And it has a little sleeve that goes on top for storage so that if you're reaching in your drawer, you're not gonna grab your hands. So love that pie server. Here's another thing. The pizza and crust cutter also has a little sleeve for storage. I love this. We use it all the time. Wednesday night is pizza night at our house, so I make a lot of pizza. And so yes, I do love the size of the wheel, and it's a sturdy blade, never have any trouble cutting. But what I really love the most is this on this side, because okay, you're cutting your pizza, whether you're doing a square rectangle or a circular one, and when you get to the edge, just the way the wheel works, you oftentimes can't get all the way because there's a ridge or whatever that's keeping it. So then you use this guy just to go in between the slices real quick, just a little doot doot doot. And you can also lift it up off the pan with this. I love it. Use it all the time. The pizza and crust cutter, highly recommend it. What else we got? This is the ice cream scoop, and you may be thinking, who cares? It's an ice cream scoop. Everybody has an ice cream scoop. Yes, but do you have the Pampered Chef kind? Brilliant for this little angled feature here on the top, because you have your half gallon or your container of, or your pint, whatever, of ice cream. When you're getting down in there, when you get to the corner, this is perfect. It gets right in there. You don't have to waste any. You don't have to use some other crazy utensil to try to hoist it out of the whatever. I love this. And it's really easy to clean, and it's smooth so it doesn't get stuck on there. Love it. Worth it. Worth it, worth it. What else we got? This is the Spider, I think it's called Spider something. I better check. Aha! Yes. Spider strainer. I was right. I should have trusted my gut on that one. But also, if you are cooking some tortellini or some pasta or whatever it is, and you want to lift it out, but you don't want to drain off the water because you're using it for a sauce or whatever's going on, this is perfect. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. Also easy to clean, sturdy, has a nice handle. So we love that. Okay, so this probably is the #1 item. They actually come in a set of 3. This is the 1-cup prep bowl, and it has a plastic lid that fits on. They're just so perfect. We use it for everything. To put kids' food in, to store leftovers. I've served custard in here. I've made pudding in here. We've put the baby's food in here. I don't know, condiments, because you can also just pop that lid on and it stays on nicely. I don't know, we just use them for everything. I have several sets. That's how much and how many we use. And again, they're not super expensive. They do have them in other sizes. I know there's a 3-cup and what's the other size? But anyway, this one, perfect. So probably the MVP of all these items. We just use it for everything. What else do we have here? Oh, this is the adjustable coarse grater. So it folds down so it can store easily. And it does have a cover because these are sharp, so you don't want to hurt yourself. But as you may or may not know, and I've shared this again in another recent video, I make scones all the time because my husband eats a scone every morning with his breakfast. And so in my particular scone recipe, I grate the butter into the dough. I know, I don't know what the magic is there, but it does make a difference. And so I just use this. I just grate my butter, my cold butter through there. Again, easy to clean. It's easy to store, doesn't take up a lot of space. So highly recommend that. That's another one. I've lost count. I think we might be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are gonna go slightly over. But like I said, some of these were tied because I use them all the time. Here's another one I use because of the kids, but it's fun for anyone. This is the cut and seal. And you basically use this to make homemade Uncrustables, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but you want to cut the crust off. You just make your sandwich and then you push down, maybe give it a little rock or two, and then it crimps off the crust and you've got a perfect little pocket sandwich. Love this. We use it all the time, especially on weekends. Our little one, our 3-year-old, asks for it. So use that all the time. What else we got? Oh, these are the leak-proof glass containers, and they've got these flaps with a lid. This is glass. The lid is not glass. You can put we put it in the microwave, we put it in the freezer. You can't put this in the oven, but they're perfect, and they come in sets of 3. There's a larger one, this is the medium one, and then there's a smaller one. We use them every single day for leftovers, for taking food. We both, my husband and I, take food to lunch, to work, to eat for lunch. We put them in here. We're constantly using these. The lid, it stays on, it's sturdy, but yet it's not like some of those plastic containers that we all have had or have, where the lid stays on, but then you have to wrestle with it to try to get it off. Love these. Love, love, love. Highly recommend those. What else we got? We're getting there. We've only got 2 more Pampered Chef items. This is the 10-inch stainless nonstick skillet. It's probably the best pan that I've ever had in my life. It heats evenly, cooks beautifully, it cleans great, it's got a nice lid. I just can't say enough about it. So I highly recommend this. It does also come in the 12-inch, so a little bit bigger. And then, uh-oh, did I not bring my, oh, it's over here. We've got 2 more. This is, let me put the handle on, because it does have a detachable handle, which is super handy for storage. So you don't have to worry about trying to Tetris in the handle and the pans and whatever. This is the signature nonstick steam and saute pan. It does have an insert. It's a silicone insert that fits on top so that you can put water in the bottom, then put that on, and then you can steam vegetables or dumplings or various other things. To be honest with you, I hardly ever use the steamer insert. Just, I'm not a big steam veggie family. I like to roast a lot of our stuff. But this pan, it cleans and cooks beautifully because of this surface. It has the nice lid. So if you need to cook something, simmer it on low with having it covered, it's perfect. So I love this. We use that all the time. And okay, last but not least, as I mentioned before with the crust and pizza cutter, this is my pizza stone, and we use it all the time, sometimes more than once a week, but as I said, Wednesday nights are pizza night in my family. And which reminds me, that will probably be an upcoming video. I'm going to show you how I make my pizza crust, my homemade crust. It's not hard. I have made it a quadrillion times, and I think I've kind of perfected at least my version, so I'll be sharing that. But this is the Pampered Chef stoneware, and it's beautiful. It heats evenly, cooks your pizzas great. This stoneware, it will get slightly, like just the right amount of crispy on the bottom. It has the nice handles. It does have on the back side the little bit of a raised ridge, which I find handy for, especially when you're getting your dough on there. It's not gonna slide off the side. And that's the pattern on the back. Love this, love it. I do maybe this is in my head, I don't know, but I do, when I store it, I have a shelf out in the garage where I have some of my stoneware and some other tools. I wrap it in an old towel and then I store it, just because I don't want it to get scratched, or I don't know. That's just a thing. Maybe it's in my head, but that's what I do for storing that one. So, what do you think? That's my top, what is that? It might be 12 or something, but I use those and love those Pampered Chef items all the time. And if I incorrectly named any of the items, or if you want some more info or you want to know what the price is on any of them, just let me know and I'm happy to share that info with you and share the shopping link. Now, I'll probably do another video at some point and share more because there are plenty more tools that I love and I use very often, maybe not every day, but we'll save that for another time. So let's get to the top 10 items that are not Pampered Chef that I use on a regular basis. And I guess we can start with this guy. This is my garbage bowl, and it's Rachel Ray brand. I'm actually not sure. It's 100% melamine. I'm not sure. Melamine. It does have the rubber ring on the bottom to help it from sliding off on your counter or table or whatnot. I use this every day for my scraps, my peelings, eggshells, whatever. I just toss it all in there because especially in our kitchen where the trash can is not directly by the prep area. So I can just put it in there and then take this off to the trash. Love this thing. I don't know if it's still available. Probably, maybe, I don't know. And it was a gift, so I don't know how much they are. My mom got me that for Christmas several years ago, I believe. This is, as you can see, it's a little bit dented and well seasoned and used. This is my half sheet pan. I have 4 of these. Maybe that's cheating because one of them is actually Pampered Chef, and then the other 3 are something else. But I use these all the time. We roast most of our vegetables. I do it on here. I bake cakes on here. This is what I use if I bake cookies or anything like that. I put one of these underneath a pie if it's a fruit pie and I'm worried about it bubbling over. So yeah, this is probably one of my top 3 desert island. I suppose I wouldn't be baking and cooking if I were on a desert island, but you know what I mean. Items. My half sheet pan. Love it, love it. Vintage Pyrex. Red. Love this. Cinderella style. That's what Pyrex called the old-fashioned kind with these spout handles. But I use this all the time. I make my pizza dough in here, do the scone dough in here, everything. I do all kinds. And I do have the same bowl in 2 other colors, and I use them, but this one is definitely used the most. So that's another item. What else we got? This is a rolling pin, and it's not, it doesn't have the, what would that be called? The tourney, the tourney handles. It's just one solid piece. This was my great grandmother's on my dad's side, or so I've been told, or that's what I think anyway. But even if it isn't, it's old. But I use this to roll out most frequently to roll out my pie crust, which I do have a video on my signature oil pie crust here on the channel if you want to check that out. But that's another frequently used item. I don't know what this is called. This is my chopper. Oh, look, and there's a little bit of onion skin left on there. I primarily use this to chop onions. These grates, not sure what those are called. I have a few different ones. This one is kind of the smaller dice, but the other ones, the openings, the holes are a little bit bigger. I think I was supposed to put this in first there. But basically what you do is you just take your onion. If it's a large onion, I will cut it into a chunk or something. But you just put it on there, push down, and then it chops your onion, or I mean you could do other vegetables too, but it chops it and puts it down into the dish, the reservoir, and it's great. There's a little tool that I forgot to get out that you can, if you have any stuck onion, you just take that off of there and it's easy to wash. I use this all the time. I love to cook. I don't always love to chop a ton of onion, so use that all the time. This is just silly. I don't know what to tell you, folks. This is an old, somewhat dull knife. It is, what does it say? It's Royal Norfolk cutlery. And, oh, what is that on there? We don't know. I don't know what that was. But I use this all the time for, not necessarily for cutting. I mean, yes, for cutting, but not like, oh, I need a sharp knife and I'm gonna, like, I don't use this to cut vegetables or to, if I cutting up chicken or something that needs to be in small pieces. That's not what I'm using this for. It's just the right size. I like this angle, and it's got this little bit of serration here. Baked goods, if you need to get in between things, or I don't know. I probably should have thought of more specific examples, but I go to this so often, it's just kind of dumb. But you know, sometimes you just want a knife that's not that sharp. Like, you don't want it dull so that you have to totally hack at something. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Am I alone? If you feel the same way, leave me a comment down below and let me know. But sometimes I just want a knife. I don't want like a super sharp knife. Anyway, so there's that. And then what else do we have? This is an ancient rice cooker. This is what? It's Aroma brand. Whenever we have rice, which is, I don't know, I'd say at least once a week or so, I use this, and it could not be easier. It has this pan that lifts out. There are markings for water level. 2, 4, 6, 8 are the markings, and you basically just match it up. So if we fill it up to water line number 2, then that means you put 2 cups of rice in. You just dump it in, close the lid, and you push cook, and then about 30 to 35 minutes later, you have perfect sticky rice. I love this thing. You can do other things in it, but I always use it for rice. What else? And it's old. Oh, there's water in the spout. Let's see. It's probably going on 20 years old. I have no idea where I got it. Actually, I think I may have gotten it from my ex-husband. Anyway, so rice cooker. Love that. Use it all the time. Now, you may think that this is a little bit blasphemous. I don't know. But I'm just being honest, folks. This is, and I have more than one air fryer, and I often do use more than one at the same time. But this is I don't know the official name. It's Paula Deen. It's the XL, her XL, XXL, I don't know. Air fryer. It's the basket style. But I love this thing. It's easy to clean. It works well. And I can fit a lot in there. As you may or may not know, using an air fryer, if you really want it to be crispy or fried, like the food has to be in a single layer. If it's doubled up in any way, it may be heated through eventually, but it's not going to be air fried like that. So I like this because it has a huge basket, bigger than any I've seen. A huge basket you can fit. And I think I may have mentioned this before, but that's one of my pet peeves with air fryers in general, no matter what brand, Pampered Chef, Paula Deen, what have you. Our little family, we're eaters. So, like, how much food can you fit in there? I have plenty of recipes where you can make dinner in the air fryer, but is it enough for 3.5 hungry humans? I don't know. No, the answer is no. So, but I do side dishes, and it's also great for like reheating pizza. Stick it in your air fryer. But something that I use my Pampered Chef air fryer a lot for is toast or things like that. we'll talk more about that some other time. But did I get through? Oh, we've got one more non-Pampered Chef item. This is my scone pan, and I used this in my scone video somewhat recently. Let's see, this is Nordic ware. And I got it from my friend Kathy. I have no idea how much she spent on it. It was a gift, but I love this, use it all the time because, as I mentioned, I make scones. My husband eats a scone for breakfast every day. This is great. I know this pan so well, and I know my oven, so I know exactly how long to bake my scones so that they are perfect every time. It cleans up really well. Yeah, and I'm kind of that OCD person, so even when you put it in here, each one is exactly the same size, and it's all neat and organized baking. So what do you think? Leave me a comment down below if you have some thoughts on any of this, whether it's Pampered Chef or otherwise. And like I said, I'll do another video sometime soon talking about some of the other stuff that I use all the time, because there is more. There's much more. But yeah, thanks for spending some time with me today, and I can't wait to hear from you and see what your thoughts are. Like I said before, if you're interested in some more information about any of the Pampered Chef items, let me know. I can hook you up. I know somebody. I know a guy who can help you out in that regard. If you have questions about any of the non-Pampered Chef items, I may or may not be able to answer them for you. But thanks for joining me. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed chatting about this stuff. And what else? Subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free, but it does help me out. It helps out our channel, our little fledgling channel here on YouTube. And that's about it. Until next time, until the next video, have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye.